All right, let's practice some questions from section 2.4. And I better get this ready to go from section 2.4. And we're talking about, let's see, long division and synthetic division. We need to practice a little bit of each. So let's just pick something and try it. Like, well, let's start with question 1. Since you're dividing by x minus 1, that would, let's see if I can, that would be a good candidate for synthetic division. So if I come back over here, I've got 1 is the 0. Boy, that is a horrible looking 1. Let me try to clean that up a little bit. 1, and didn't do much better. And my coefficients are 1, -2, and 3. And so with synthetic division, you carry down the 1, and you multiply these, and you put that right here, and that's 1, and then you... Once again, I am doing a horrible job with my drawing. I think it's because it's smaller. I like drawing on a larger scale there. So when I add down the column, I get -1. And then I multiply again, and I add down the column. So right here we get our remainder. So we write our remainder 2 over what we're dividing by, which is x minus 1. That's where this came from. X minus 1, that was what we were dividing by. Plus, we got -1. That's our constant. And then last but not least, the linear term, x. So there's my answer. And the book referred to that as fraction form, and that's how I want our answers to look. We're not going to go into the polynomial form, just the fraction form. So let's redo that same problem with long division, just so we can understand. Now, according to the problem, we have, over here we have 3 terms. So that means over here we will have 3 columns. And we're dividing by x minus 1, so that's 2 rows, x minus 1. Once again, man, when it is such a smaller print, my larger finger is not doing so well. Okay. The only thing that transfers to the box is the first term, and that's x squared. As you saw, that was the first term of the whole thing. So, what do I multiply by x to get x squared? Well, that would have to be x. And so now I can multiply x times -1 and get $x. Fill in that bottom box. We know that those two have to add up. Remember, we had our original problem, x cubed minus 2, not x cubed. What am I thinking? X squared minus 2x plus 3. So these two boxes right here have to add up to -2x. Right now we're at -1, and we have to come down to -2. I draw the arrow because a lot of people make mistakes if they don't visually see that we're going up or we're going down, especially when we start transferring from positives to negatives. So obviously that would be -1x, because those two would combine together to give you -2x. So now I'm going to repeat what I did before. What do I multiply times that to get -x? And that would be -1. Multiply the column and row headings. -1 times -1 is +1. These two boxes right here have to add up to 3. We're at 1. We're going up to 3. So obviously that's a 2. So now I can write my remainder. question. I know question 2 isn't in your list, but it should be for next year, so might as well get this edited and updated. In question 2, it's still a candidate for synthetic division, right? We have x cubed minus 1, and we're dividing by x plus 1. We see the linear factor, so we know we can use synthetic division. What I noticed that's missing up here is a squared term and a linear term. So don't forget about those, because when you do your log division, you must put in zeros for those missing terms. And I pardon for yawning in this video. It's after school and I'm tired. Yeah, and we carry down the 1, and we multiply. And we add. And we multiply. And we add. And we multiply. And we add. So we end up with negative 2 over x plus 1 plus 1 minus x and a positive x squared at the front. That right there is your fractional form. Just don't forget about the zeros. Okay, let's jump to question 5 and do that with long division. Let's see here. X to the 4th minus 2x cubed plus 3x squared is 4x plus 6. We're dividing by a quadratic term, x squared plus 2x minus 1. So our box is going to have 5 columns in it because the top doesn't have any missing terms and it does have 5 columns. One, two, three, four, 5. And we do have 3 things in the bottom or in the denominator, so that's going to make 3 rows. X squared, 2x, and minus 1. The only thing that transfers to the box is the first term. And what do we multiply x squared by in order to get x to the 4th? We multiply by x squared. X squared times 2x would be 2x cubed. X squared times negative 1, negative x squared. Remember that these two boxes have to add up to negative 2x cubed, and I left myself no room. So let's see here. We're at 2, and we're coming down to negative 2, so that is negative 4x cubed. And you know what? Let's just change it up a little bit.